This is Selene, and I'm going to give you some brief education on what slave ships they brought over the Slav people and other immigrants. Slavic. Good afternoon, this is Selene, and I'm going to give you some brief education on what slave ships they brought over the Slav people and other immigrants. Slavic immigrants came to America on various ships, as there wasn't a single vessel associated with their migration. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, thousands of ships transported immigrants from Europe to the United States. Some of the well-known ships and shipping lines that carried Slavic immigrants include 1. RMS Titanic, White Star Line. While primarily famous for its tragic sinking, the Titanic carried immigrants from various European countries, including some Slavic passengers, on its ill-fated maiden voyage in 1912. 2. SS Graf Waldersee, Hamburg America Line. This was one of the ships that transported Eastern European immigrants, including Slavs, from Hamburg to the United States. 3. SS Kaiser Wilhelm der Große, North German Lloyd Line. This ship was part of the Hamburg America Line. This was one of the ships that transported Eastern European immigrants, including Slavs, from Hamburg to the United States. 3. SS Kaiser Wilhelm der Große, Hamburg America Line. This was one of the ships that transported Eastern European immigrants, including Slavs, from Hamburg to the United States.
Pause it right there. Peace and love to all you Moors, all you Muslims, all you Asiatics. Y'all ready, man? Is y'all ready? Now, you hear what the Moabites is on there speaking about, right? She going in. Pick up this book right here. Fire. Share this beam out, because you know they got this paid shadow ban. They were Europeans, and they were slaves. The word slaves is a bloodline. See, this is the thing that get our people caught up. We going by a story that they told us that we got kidnapped and brought over here. See, this is one of the major points that we got to destroy. All right, look, slaves, as she said right here, listen.
Hamburg America Line. This was one of the ships that transported Eastern European immigrants, including Slavs, from Hamburg to the...
Okay, you heard how she said Slavs, right? Okay, this is the untold history of the enslavement of Europeans in early America. This is the reason why I'm still bringing this up. This is part 2. This is to dispel the rumors, the nonsense, the narratives of slavery with our people. Okay, let's turn to this. You see how she said Slavs, right? Okay, look, the height of academic and media fraud is revealed in the monopolistic trademark status. The official controllers of education and mass communications have successfully established between the definition of the word quote unquote slave and the Negro. Pay attention. While labeling descriptions of this historic experience of so-called whites in slavery is a fallacy. Yet, the word quote unquote slave, which the establishment's conscious school of history pretends cannot legitimately be applied to pale-skinned Europeans, so-called whites. Oh, it's finna get crazy. Is derived from the word Slav. Okay? So these people, hold up. Wait. Don't go nowhere. I want you to see something. See, once you see it, then it's going to make it real. These are the Slavic descendant people. Slav is an Eastern European bloodline. Fam, when it say nothing is true, everything is a lie, fam, look, hold up. When you get this book right here by James W. Lee, fam, this is crucial in the times that we in right now. The reason being is our people don't think that we are the true Americans. The reason why it's so crucial right now is because of the propaganda. You watching Trump and you watching Kamala. Neither one of them are Americans. Now you might be like, oh, hold up. What? What you mean they not Americans? Listen, I'm going to show and prove what I'm talking about. Okay? In real time. Kamala, her mother, first of all, nationality comes from the mother. Okay? Let's just get that out the way. This is the continent of Asia. I'm going to show y'all how they running a circus on the humanity over here in North America, which they falsely call a country. Asia is a continent. All of these inside of Asia are called countries. What's that right there? India, which is really Bharat or Hindustan or Hindu or Indus. This is over here in Asia. So Kamala, she not even an American. She's from over here. Her mother is who she gets her nationality from, which is over here. She's not American. She's disqualified. I'm showing you in real time how I really operate on the planet. Nationality is derived from mother. Now, Trump and every other pale-skinned European, they're not Americans. They're not Americans. This is why they had to trump up that transatlantic slave trade. So they could get our people over here to be brainwashed and think that they're not the true Americans of the land. See, they're playing chess. We out here playing checkers because of the school system and these sellout black speakers and sellout black leaders and traders who keep promoting African American, Native American, Hebrew, Pan-African. They keep promoting everything but our real name. Moorish Americans. Look, the reason why Trump is disqualified is because Europe is over here. This is Europe, Europa. All right. Europa actually was started up by Moabites, Queen Europa. Do the history. Okay, so over here, Romania, Yugoslavia, Slovakia, Germany, Italy, France, all of this, Poland, all of this is Europa. All right. This is all Europa over here. Spain and all this is Europe. So anybody, Ireland, the United Kingdom, all of this is Europa. Okay. So when you say, where do you derive your nationality from? It comes from your mother. Kamala Harris' mother is from over here in Hindustan. Ding, 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 ding. She's not American. So she don't got your interests at heart. Trump is not American. He's a descendant of a pale-skinned European. So his national descent is European, just like every other European that's over here right now. They're not Americans. See, this is what we got to start talking like. This is what we got to start thinking like. This is what we got to start researching. We out here playing checkers, and these people that's operating this game is playing chess. They know that they not Americans, but they keep pumping out a narrative like, yeah, the country and we're Americans. They are claiming to be something that they're not. They putting on the show. It's a circus. It's a circus. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hold up. Nothing is true. Everything is a lie. Y'all ready? Let's turn it up. So let's keep going. Check it out.
United States. America Line. This was one of the ships that transported Eastern European immigrants, including Slavs, from Hamburg to the United States. Drat, SS Kaiser Wilhelm der Große, North German Lloyd Line. This ship was part of a line that carried many immigrants from Eastern Europe to New York. 4. SS La Savoie, Compagnie Générale Transatlantique. This French liner transported many immigrants from the Mediterranean and Eastern Europe, including Slavs, to the U.S. 5. SS Lapland Red Star Line.
Let's pause it right there. Nah. Keep in mind. We talking about slaves, right? Look, keep this in mind right here. Hold up. Keep this in mind. From the book, they were Europeans and they were slaves. Check it out. We showing receipts right now, real time. We not doing opinions and how I feel. No, these are documents. All right. This is buried history because it's each one teach one. Look, it say this right here. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the word slave is another name for the quote-unquote so-called white people of Eastern Europe, the Slavs. Oh my God. Oh my God. So here we is over here misidentifying pale-skinned Europeans as Americans, and we've been brainwashed to call them American and brainwashed to call them white people. They not white people. They're the real slaves, because slaves, look, it means a descendant of an Eastern European. Europe is over here. This is Europe over there. So nationality derives from mother, correct? Okay. So since it derives from mother, does this look like America or does this look like somewhere over here? America is over here. North America, Central America, South America, all of the adjoining islands. Yes, we're Moorish Americans. We are the true Aboriginal and descendant, various copper complexion Moorish Americans. All over here on the continent. You see, it's strange, right? It's strange how the schools done us dirty. And these traders keep telling the same lies. Because if you look over here at Asia, you're going to see continents over here. There's a continent. There's China. There's a continent. Mongolia. There's a country. There's a country. Here's another country over here. Thailand. See, there's a country over here. Hindustan. There's a country. See, Palestine. See all this over here? Afghanistan, Iran. All this is in Asia, fam. So look. They call these countries over here, right? But can anybody answer me this? Even over here in Eastern Africa, right? They call these countries Libya, Egypt, Sudan. You know what I'm saying? They call these Zaire, Angola, Zambia, Botswana, Nambia, etc., etc., etc. Right? The Ivory Coast. Right? But it's some strange reason over here in South America, these are known as countries. Venezuela, Bolivia, Brazil. You know what I'm saying? All these are countries. Colombia, Central America, these are countries. See that? Costa Rica, Panama, Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize, Guatemala. You see where I'm going? All these are countries over here, right? Bahamas, Haiti, Dominica, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Jamrock over there, right? Dominica, Barbados. Nah, I just want to show you this. Don't you find it strange? Don't you find it strange that just so happened to be that in North America, everything switch up? They go from countries all around the world inside of continents to suddenly it switches up when it gets up to North America. And they turn into states. You see the switch up? You see how we've been bamboozled? Y'all. You talking about Houdini. You talking about Jedi mind tricks. Fam. We've been lied to about everything. I mean, if this don't start waking your eyes up, getting the cold out your eyes, I don't know what will. On God. Look, it switched up when they get up to North America. How did they all go, even in South America, from countries? How did they go from countries in South America, in Central America, and all of the islands? All these are countries, right? Even over here in Hawaii. Then they go up here to North America, and we up here talking about these are states. Wouldn't these be countries too? Wouldn't all these be countries too? So you see how we've been lied to on every level? So what else we been lied to about? Let's get it in. How about this right here? In other words, slave has always been a term for and a definition of a servile condition of quote unquote white people. Remember, they're not white people. White is a legal status. pale-skinned Europeans can never be white people. Why? Because they say so? No, sir. Not because I say so. Not because I say so. Because the law dictionary says so. See that? Not because they say so. Nah, I ain't nobody. I'm just a law-abiding citizen. Ain't you a law-abiding citizen? So if you are a law-abiding citizen, watch this. And this ain't a magic trick. This is real life. Look, I'm a law-abiding citizen. So the definition of the term free white persons, follow the highlighter. Follow the highlighter. Watch it. Watch it. Hold up. What's that? Wait a minute. It does not mean Caucasian race. What? What? It does not mean Caucasian race? Wait a minute. But who does it apply to? Free white persons applies to who? It includes the mixed Latin Moors, Celtic Iberian Moors, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav, and Tartar inhabitants of South Russia. Now you see why they got beef with Russia? Because Russia knows. Remember in Russia? Remember Putin? Remember Putin was cracking open all the museums and he was showing a lot of artwork and them sealed off museums. You remember that? Remember how Putin was showing stuff off in the museums like this? Ooh, it's finna get real juicy. You gonna want to buckle up. You gonna want to share this beam out. That's why they got problems with Putin, because Putin opened up the Bible and showed all of these pictures like this in the Bible, in the Ethiopian Bible. He showed all these pictures that look like this. And where are they located? They located in Germany. This is a church. See, if you do travel overseas, go to some of them churches. Go over there and then go into some museums, and you're going to be astounded at what you find. You're going to see stuff on there like this. See that? You're going to see pictures and stuff like this. Another church in Germany. This is why they got problems with Putin. See, this is why the U.S. corporation don't want us to know nothing like that. Because look, if you start seeing yourself like this again, you know what that's going to do to your mind? It's going to alter your mind from a servile thinking position to a conqueror position mentally. You're going to start thinking like, fam, we not only can talk it, but we can walk it. And we got evidence to prove it. This is why they buried a lot of these pictures over here in the Americas. You think if you saw something like this every day and you got educated on this kind of history every day, it wouldn't do nothing to raise up your vibration, energy, and frequency? If you saw stuff like this every day of your history, you saw stuff like this every day about your culture, you saw stuff like this about who brought tobacco over here. Do you realize that Moors are the ones who was bringing in tobacco? Oh, let's jump in the DeLorean real quick, in the time machine real quick. You see this right here? Der Rook dead Moor. This is in Amsterdam. Do it say Der Rook de Indian? No, sir. It says Der Rook in de Moor, in Tabak in Cigarin. That's some more right there. Fam, the rabbit hole goes crazy. This is why they don't want us to connect with this word right here. More. Why they don't? You say, why they don't want us to connect with this? Because once you let go of the black spell and you link up with the word more, whether it's the word more got 60 variations to the spelling. First of all right, don't just get caught up in MOOR. There's various spellings of this word. Okay, look, In the time machine. Hold up. Wait, we can go in the time machine now. Hold up. We can go in the time machine. Don't forget about this video though. Don't forget about her when she's speaking about the Slavs. Okay? Don't forget about that. So when you want to connect back with your ancient people, back with your ancient bloodline, it's right here. It's literally written right here. All you gotta do, fam, is start looking up this right here. Look up the coat of arms, the noble families. And then you start putting like, well, if so-called black people weren't really on nothing, then how do they got their faces on noble shields? You got to be somebody to get your face on this. You can't just be a slave to get your face on a noble shield, a crest. You can't be a nobody. You can't be a slave. And who are these people? Morrisons. The Morrison of Preston. See that? English. Morrison means son of a Moor. Oh my God. Oh. Huh? They was talking about they needed some receipts. They was talking about that the Moors wasn't nobody. The Moors was some kind of religious group. Huh? Okay, well, if that's true, then how are Moors on a coat of arms on the other side of the world to this day and they're deemed as nobles? Huh? I mean, huh? The Moors of Yorkshire, including Sir Thomas More, Chancellor of Henry VIII, Yorkshire, Book of Cress. You see where it's going? Huh? You see where it's going? That's why they don't want you looking at images like this. Images like this, like this, like this, like this. See, pictures speak 1,000 words. See, this is an emblem of Africa. See that, right? Huh? Now you say, well, if this is the emblem of Africa, well, what's the emblem of America? You ain't got to go too far. I got you. You ain't got to go too far. I got you. An emblem of America. You ain't got to go too far. I got you. I got you, Moors. Here you go. So you got an emblem of Africa and you got an emblem of America. And they look at the drip. Follow the drip, though. Because if you follow the drip, you got a lion over there. And then you got a bow and arrow with the same Moorish drip right here. The book is called We Are Not Black, available on Amazon right now, written by the Moor Truth Ali. Peace and love to all y'all critical thinkers that's out there. You see how pictures speak 1,000 words? Really, when you think about it, when you really think about it, the reason why you take pictures down is because you don't want them to get a memory of what they saw. You see that? This is why hybrid Europeans took images like this down out of the museums that's over here in the Americas. And they left them over there in places and churches like Germany, Spain, Portugal, France. This is why they left it over there. Because what it's called out of sight, out of mind. You feel me? Once you're not thinking about it, once you don't see it no more, you're not even going to think about it no more. No different than you would say so-called COVID, right? You ain't seeing the commercials on TV no more. So now you looking at it like, well, it's out of sight. It's out of mind. You're not even thinking about it. These people are operating on chess degrees, while our people, because of the brainwashing and the condition, is operating off a belief system. They not operating off beliefs. They know what they doing. Even the traders who keep talking about, well, you can identify with black and I'm just trying to use a term that connects. No, nigga. Black derives to slavery. Point blank, period. There is no, I'm going to use a term that connects us. Why not connect us with a nationality? That's what nationality is for. It connects us to a heritage, a bloodline, a birthright, a family crest, a pedigree. That's what connects us to the land. America, Amorica, more, amore, amor. Even in the language of so-called Spanish, you still get the word more in there. Somebody will call you a negro in so-called Spanish. That's derogatory. They shitting on you. But if somebody call you a marano or a morena, they giving you respect. They know that you somebody. You not saying like you a negro. Flip the word negro in Spanish to English. Negro means black in English. It's derogatory. It's not uplifting. Let's go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? How y'all feel out there? Y'all ready? Y'all really want to go? Let's go a little further. Y'all really want to go there? All right, let's go there then. Yeah, let's go there then. Come on, turn it up. Go ahead.
Operating out of Antwerp, this ship carried many Eastern Europeans, including Slavs, to Ellis Island. These ships were part of the broader network of SS Lapland Red Star Line. Operating out of Antwerp, this ship carried many Eastern Europeans, including Slavs, to Ellis Island.
To Ellis Island. Ellis Island right here. Hold up. Ellis Island is where how many so-called immigrants came through? What did you say? Hold up. Go back. Talk to him.
SS Lapland Red Star Line. Operating out of Antwerp, this ship carried many Eastern Europeans, including Slavs, to Ellis Island. These ships
to Ellis Island. Ellis Island is New York City. So Ellis Island, just like in the movie Godfather. Hold up. They thought we was coming to play around, and you know what I'm saying? We ain't not coming to play around. You need to see it. Hold up. You need to see it. You need to see it. Hold up. I got you. You need to see it. You need to see it.
Have you ever dreamt?
Hold up. They trying.
A version of yourself.
You need to see it.
Okay.
Godfather. You need to see it.
Your name.
See this? See this? Y'all remember this, right? Hold up.
Let me hit a small
pause it right there. See? You see, these people are descendants of Europeans. The Italians, fam, people did not like Italians. Italians used to get blacklisted just like so-called Negroes. Even worse than so-called Negroes. Even worse. They was calling them Guineas, Dagos. They had all kind of derogatory slurs for so-called Italians. Don't get it twisted. See, this is Vito young Corleone, the young Vito on Ellis Island, right? Didn't she just say that immigrants was being brought over here on Ellis Island? She just said that, right? Hold up. Nah, hold up. Put it together. Now let's do a little critical thinking. Let's do a little critical thinking real quick, all right? We about to start using logic to improve effective problem solving, all right? We leveling up our intuition to reach our full potential and open up both sides of our minds. We own that. So look, I want y'all to write these words down right here. We coming out of the book, Scott Forsman's Advanced Dictionary. We gonna take some notes if you can. Take some notes. So you can run, or you can just run this beam my back. But it'd be good for you to write it down though. Cause I'm saying, it goes into your mind. You write it, you see it, I'm saying you think it, and you go over it. Repetition. Scott Forsman's Advanced Dictionary. Let's go. This word, the first word right here. Write this word down right here if you can. The word is caste. Okay. We got to get familiar with these words and these terms if you really want to change something today. Not later on 10 years from now. We talking about now, right now. Look, caste. What does caste mean? It's a noun. One of the social classes into which Hindus are divided. See that? By tradition, a Hindu is born into a caste and cannot rise above it. Okay. Caste means a social group, a distinct class, a social system having distinct classes separated by differences of birth, rank, wealth, or position. The position which caste confers. All right. Now you saying, what's your social rank, your status, your position in society? Black is the lowest of the low in society. The lowest rank you can be is a black person, a Indian person, a Hispanic person, a Pan-African person, a person of color. That's the lowest you can be. You understand? You can be no lower than that. That's your rank in society. That's why so-called black people go through so much drama. So-called Indians and Hispanics and Latinos get segregated. They go through this type of mistreatment and nonsense because it's operating off a caste system. What's operating off a caste system? What's operating off the caste system is the U.S. corporation. U.S.A. Okay? The emancipation did not free the so-called black slaves. Okay? It got the Emancipation Proclamation. What it did was it commercialized slavery in a sense. And the 14th Amendment locked people in to a hidden system of second-tier slavery. See, it's codified, but our people are not taught to look in books like How to Read the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. This is all by design. Because once you know what it is, you can't get tricked no more. You said question. You said something about nationality in the dictionary. What side does African American fall under? That's a great question. African American falls under color of law. Color in law means artificial, counterfeit. I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to show you in real time. All right, check it out. As you see, though, white person, so-called white people can only be Moors. They cannot be the Caucasian race. So our people been out here misidentifying pale-skinned Europeans who are really the black people. Man, listen, man. Listen, man. Look, I'm showing you in real time. We talking about books. You know, the place that these black so-called leaders, they don't never show our people the real nitty gritty. They just talk a lot. They don't show no books, though. They don't show no documents, though. They don't show no receipts. All they do is talk. They don't show no books, though. They don't show no references. So let's show some references, though, because this ain't about me. This is about all of us learning. So look, color. This is why it's so dangerous to continue to call yourself a color person, because you are unknowingly using words and terms that have been designed to keep our people in a low caste, bottom of the bottom system. You get it? Okay. Look, my book is available at cushday.com. You can get it right there. You can get it from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Cheaper than a Tray 5. Look, then you say, what does color mean? Color is an appearance, semblance, or simulacrum as distinguished from that which is real. Ooh, what does that mean? That basically means if you, from this point on, call yourself a color person, you're saying you're distinguishing yourself from that which is real. So you go from being a real living being to an artificial corporation. So you go from being real, you look real, just like for example, just like an artificial plant, right? It might look real. The plant might look real. You looking at it and you like, man, that plant look real as hell. It's not real though. It just look real. It has the appearance. It looks real. But in law, you're artificial out of your own mouth. You look real, but due to your ignorance because of the school system and these traders, you got to keep in mind, these people are paid off to sell out. So they paid to push out the black agenda, the Negro agenda, to keep our people from elevating and leveling up to the position of nobles. So we can claim our land back. So we can get our bread and more than 40 acres and a fucking mule. Let's go. Then you say, how do I get asked this question a lot, right? How do police do what they do to us and get away with it? Because look, this is how it works real quick. Check it out. Color, like I showed you, it means distinguished from that which is real. So it's an appearance. All right. Police, slave patrol, they operate off what's known as color of authority. All right. Color of authority is for colored people. What is color of authority? That semblance or presumption of authority sustaining the acts of a public officer, which is derived from his apparent title to the office or from a writ or other process in the hands apparently valid and regular. So in layman's terms, what does that mean? That means when you identify as a color person, a person of color, you automatically put yourself in a caste system, bottom of the bottom, but you still got to get regulated. So you put yourself in a regulation in the hands of slave patrol because they operate off color of authority. That's how they able to do what they do. You watch your own mouth and keep in mind, anybody that's ever been around, you know what I'm saying, slave patrol, they've been making threats on you, or if you ever been locked up or they tried to threaten you to coerce you, if you don't do this, we're going to lock you up, right? And then they'll say what? Anything you say can and will be used against you in law, right? So us unknowingly saying that you're a black man and you're a black woman, I know my rights. All of that's colorable. That's all colorable conversation because free Moorish American nationals don't talk like that. We just show and prove in real time, real speed. So when you say you a color person, slave patrol know they got one. They know they got you because they know you don't know law. Because you arguing that ain't no justice for a black woman, ain't no justice for a black man. They know that they got you because you still talking color. Color of law is what slave patrol, the so-called judges, the magistrates, the people, the fake governors who are not bays, they're fake imposters. Remember, a governor is a bey. That's a Moorish title. All right. President, no, sir. Any of that. That's all cap. So they all are operating off color of law. What's color of law? The appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right. You see that? See, you look like, it looks like it appears to be that it's lawful, but it's all color. It's distinguished from that which is real. So basically saying, if you watch your face, say that you're a color person, right? You have opened up the door for slave patrol magistrates to put their vampire fangs into you so they can adjudicate on you out of your own consent. See, it's free will and consent. You saying out your mouth you a color person, so they like, oh, okay, shit, you a color person? Oh, okay, well then look here. We finna use our color of authority, slave patrol, police, to regulate on you, and we gonna do it with color of law. Remember, Abraham Lincoln opened up a 2-tier system of slavery. It's a 2-tier system. You got real people, natural persons, natural living beings, and then you have artificial persons. Look. Okay, now look now. You see, we moving around fast. Do your best to keep up though. Much love to all y'all. So, on so-called Ellis Island, these people are being classified So remember the words I told y'all to write down? The first word was caste. Okay. So this is a ranking system, wealth position system. Okay. This is a group, a status. The second word I want y'all to write down is this word right here. Write this word down right here. The word is class. Write this word down right here. What does class mean? High rank in society, middle class, rank or division of society. This is what our people got to get caught up with right now. Because every time you out of your own mouth say that you're a black person, you're an Indian, you're a Hispanic, you're a Latino, what you're doing is going from the Moorish American national high class in society, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. You going from the top of the scale, you going to the lowest part of the scale because you're going to put all your weight on the negative side as an artificial person, as a minority, as a colored person. This is not opinion right now. I'm talking. This right here is law talk. That's what this is. Law talk. All right. This ain't got nothing to do with how I personally feel about any of this. This is just, it is what it is. So you have caste. Okay. Caste, your rank in society, your wealth in society, your status in society. And then you have class. Okay. That's your division in society. So what the pale-skinned hybrid Europeans have done and the sellouts of our own people, what they have done is they have cooked up a classification. This is what the Census Bureau was formed for. The Census Bureau was formed to classify humanity. All right. It's all fraud. It's all cap. So what does classification mean? It's a noun. Act or process of arranging in classes or groups, grouping according to some system. Don't they say that so-called black people are a group of people? They don't do that with any other nationality. They only do that with so-called African Americans or so-called black people. This is why they do that, though. The why is what our people are missing. They do that to classify us as the bottom class, the bottom of society, the bottom of the caste system. Let me show you something what I mean about the caste system. Okay, look how this works from the book Caste, the Origins of Our Discontents. Look, exactly. When you misidentify as a minority, that's all they need to put you in the bottom of the caste system or the class system. All right. See, we learning right now. This is why nationality is the order of the day, because without a nationality, you're at the bottom of the bottom in society. Point blank, period. It's not about what you feel. It's not about what your opinion is. It's law. You're in law or you're an outlaw. That's it. You in law, you an outlaw. And Moorish American nationals, we are law-abiding citizens. So it's our duty to know law. It's our duty to study this. And if you're not studying this, somebody who can finesse you out your position. So you got people who out here just finessing. So that's it. Look, just because you study law, that don't mean you a sucker. You just got a mindset that's actually on the positive side. But don't forget, man and woman and child, we both are linked with Allah and the so-called devil. That's the higher self and the lower self. That don't mean you got to be a sucker, a pushover, a punk, know what I'm saying? Somebody that's a simp. You ain't got to be none of that. You just got to be yourself. You got to know how to operate on this planet, the positive side or the negative side. Why would you want to operate negatively when you can operate positively and get all your land and honor all your rights, honor all your treaties, honor all your stuff, because you're in for life. If you're a civil little mortus person, that means you dead out here. You a minority out here. You a color person out here. Why would you want to be that? Why would you want to be something less than what you supposed to be? Because your ego? Huh? Because you afraid to step out there and be yourself? So you don't want to claim this land? So you would rather have somebody else claim your land and tell you to be a slave in your own land. That's wild. That's wild that you want to do that. Hold up. Let me plug this charge in. Why would you want to be something like that? Why wouldn't you want to be yourself where you got all your stuff? You got all your rights. And they gonna honor you though. Look. Let's go right here. So look at this. It say what? It say oppressed people from around the world, particularly from Europe, right? Then when old girl talking about Europe, passed through Ellis Island, hold up, shared their old selves and often their old names to gain admittance to the powerful dominant majority. What was the dominant majority? The dominant majority is anybody claiming to be a free white person. Hold up. You need to see it. You need to see it. This is the majority, fam. The majority is free white persons. Guess what? If you are a various copper complexion person, then you fit the description of someone who is a free white person, Moorish American national descent, Aboriginal and indigenous living being that's in for life. But you got to claim that though. And guess what? It's free. It's free. All you got to do is claim it. What you waiting on? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. You trying to tell me? You trying to tell me that you don't want to claim something that's free? So you want to be in a subservient status? Come on, fam. Come on, fam. That's what you want to do? This what you want to do? Be on this side? Come on, boy. Man, let's go. Look. Let's go. See this though? So when you say Islam, or so when you say, well, why did these people coming over here on Ellis Island, why did they pretend to be free white persons? Because it's a land grab. Think about it. If somebody can trick you out of your position by not having to physically make you do it, and then you do it yourself, why would they tell you who you really was? All they're going to do is let you destroy yourself. So by them pumping out these narratives and by them having these sellouts and traitors and puppets pumping out the black narrative and the Pan-African narrative and the Indian narrative and the Hispanic Latino narrative, the people have turned to self-destruction on they self. Nobody's making nobody do nothing. The only thing somebody can do is give out a suggestion. They can give out a projection. Think about it. Can anybody make you do anything you don't want to do? No, sir. Can nobody make you do nothing? The system makes you do it to yourself because they have influence, right? No, sir. You the one that got the influence over yourself. This is why know thyself, knowledge of self ain't taught, ain't shown, ain't proved by none of these people telling you to be a black person. This is why they never show no books off. They don't. This right here is kryptonite for them. Because if they showed this off, then they know that they dead out here. That's why they ain't gonna show these off. All it'll take you to do is do a couple swipes through the book. You'll be like, hold up, wait a minute. Slave Patrol pull up. They told you, hey, you know that you committed a crime? Hold up. Committed a crime? Slow down. First of all, who are you? Second of all, a crime means corpus delicti. That's the body of a crime. So if there is no corpse, if there is no body that's on the scene that's injured, then there is no crime. Corpus delicti. So anytime Slave Patrol roll up on you like, we just got some intel about Yeah, you committed a crime. Crime. You got to know what a crime is. See, this is how they got the leg up on a lot of our people, because our people don't know what these words mean. And we just accept these words like, yeah, you committed a crime. How? Was somebody on the scene that was hurt? Was it a corpse on the scene? Because if it ain't no dead body there or ain't nobody injured there, then there's no crime. You have no evidence. You see that? You see? This is why law is everything. Look, don't expect these people out here to tell you that, though. Only the upright, independent, fearless more is going to tell you that. These sellouts, they not going to talk. They're going to keep selling you out. This is why we got to do our own critical thinking. We got to do our own research, and we got to deep dive on subjects like this. We out here thinking that we some sort of immigrants here. We the true Americans here. What you mean? Look. So you say this right here. Look, if you got this book, we on page 49. All right. It say what? Somewhere in the journey, Europeans became something they had never been or needed to be before. What? They became something they had never been or needed to be before. Let's go a little further. They went from being Czech or Hungarian or Polish to white, a political designation that only has meaning when set against something not white. Oh my God. Can you see it now? You see that? So these people that came over here by the boatloads, this is the so-called slave trade. The Eastern European Slavs coming over here in the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th century. Whether they came over here in chains or not, their bloodline still goes back to Europe. Hold up. You know what? Let's do this. Scott Forsman's Advanced Dictionary. Let's do it like this. So we look this word up. European, right? Check it out. Let's put it to bed right now. European. It's an adjective. European. Of or having to do with Europe. Or its people. You see that? Native or inhabitant of Europe. Person of European descent. Yeah. Yo, what is you talking about, man? So any of these people that's over here that are pale-skinned Europeans, they're not Americans. They are of European descent. We, on the other hand, as Moorish Americans, are Aboriginal and indigenous to these lands. And remember how it said, hold up, this is why they want to disconnect us from claiming to be Moorish Americans, to be Moors. Fam. Now you starting to see the black magic, right? It's black magic. Look. Then you go a little further and you say this, right? Look. You say, remember how I said earlier how they was talking about North Africans, Moors was meant North Africans and all that? Look, you see that. So once a European hybrid, always a European hybrid. It does not mean if they're born over here, they somehow can become an American. You're not an American. You even if you're Chinese, yeah, you're Asiatic, but you're not an American. See, if you're from Asia, yes, you're Asiatic, you're Moorish, but you're not an American. See, this is why everybody want to come over here to America. But then they claim your name as an American. You see that? This is why pale-skinned Europeans love saying that they're so-called white people. Because white is the highest status on the planet. Do you understand? White is the highest status on the planet. This is why pale-skinned Europeans, they all made a deal with each other. Do you think that Polish people like the Italians? Do you think that the Irish get along with the Czechoslovakian people? Or do you think that the Germans, do you think they get along with other Europeans? They don't. They all come over here and they make a silent agreement amongst each other to claim to be white people. It's a silent contract that they tell each other while they over here in the Americas. They make a silent agreement amongst each other. They don't all get along with each other, but they playing the game. They playing the color game. They playing a fraud. But the thing that offset the penalty of them playing the game is our people still claiming to be a color person, a person of color. This is why you got to get out of that. You got to let that color paradigm die. You cannot play that game no more. That's the game they've been playing. So now imagine this. Now that you know this information and you start doing some research on this information, would you continue to play the game and go to the circus and buy tickets to the circus? Or you finna be on some, you know what? I might not know everything about Moors and all this stuff they be talking, but I know enough now to say, I'm not finna play the game with y'all no more. I'm not finna play the color game with y'all no more. I'm not finna play the color game with y'all no more. I'm at least finna get out of the color game. I'm finna say, even if I don't know everything about more science and none of that, I'm at least gonna stop participating in the circus, the color game. You can do that right now. Remember, nobody can really, even if they had a gun in your head, make you do nothing. It's still up to you to decide what you finna do. You feel me? Can't nobody make you say nothing out your mouth. Think about it. Only you can do that. So the color game is dead. See, they've been waiting on us to be like, hey, when these people start identifying as a Moor, or at least stop, you know what I'm saying, the ritual of the color game. It's a ritual. You feel me? It's a ritual, Moors. Oh, that's black magic. That's why everything associated with black is derogatory. Somebody give you a black eye. Somebody blacklists you from a party. Somebody blackballs you on your job. Everything associated with black is derogatory. So why would you or I continue to do that to ourselves? Why do that? It just don't make sense. You feel me? I'm all about, if it don't make sense, I'm not finna mess with it. If it makes sense, I'm rocking. Let's just make it make sense. Make it make sense. Look, so when you say, so even if you don't know enough to know exactly the Black Plague, you wear black to funerals. Think about that guy or that girl that's on the bench that adjudicate on your case. Don't they wear a black robe? Don't they wear a black robe? They wear a black robe, right? This is why ignorance is a killer. Ignorance is the mind killer. Ignorance is the mind killer. What does ignorance mean? It's a noun. Being ignorant, lack of knowledge. So even if you don't know enough to know everything, you know enough to know right now that you're not a color. And you don't want nobody to identify you as a color. So even if you don't know, man, look, I don't know because people will do that. And I've been there. People will say stuff like this. They'll be like, man, look, I don't know all this stuff about the Constitution. I don't know all this stuff about more science, and I don't know all this stuff about the scale. Point taken. But I'm gonna throw this one at you. You know enough to know right now that you are not a color person. And you know enough to know right now that on the scale of the planet, a law scale, the positive status is a person that is in for life. A person that is a free white person can only be of Moorish bloodline. You know enough right now to do your own research and say, why do so-called black people keep getting mistreated every day? Why do so-called African Americans keep going through what they keep going through? Why do they look like they on the bottom of the bottom and everybody else coming up? Because black colored is a dead status. It's called in law civiliter mortuus. It means dead. This is why so-called black culture is a dead culture. Everything associated with black is negative. That's why. But this has to be the conversation now. All right. Even if you don't know all of it, it don't matter if you don't know all this or not. OK, it don't matter right now on your start of your journey. What matters is, you know, for damn sure that you ain't no damn color person. That's what matters. And you don't let nobody identify you as a colored person. You for damn sure can know that. Ain't it interesting, though? It's interesting, though, that my hat is black, but people call themselves a color that they don't even match. It's like so simple, but it's wild at the same time. People are under a spell that they actually call themselves a color, black, that their skin don't even match. Yo. You talking about black magic, fam. You talking about black magic? Fam, it can't get no more wilder than that. Fam. Yo. How can we call ourselves a color that we don't even match? If that ain't something to get you to be like, why the hell would I keep calling myself a color that I don't even match? And then you will see the light go off, the birds, like what was that movie? Bruce Almighty, when the birds and shit, when the birds and the light came from behind them, the light beamed out and the birds and the doves came out his hand. You feel me? It's like that. You're going to have that eureka moment where you be like, what the hell have I been calling myself black for when I don't even match the color of black? Then you would say for eureka moment, right? Eureka moment. We might have to do a part 3 to this. For a eureka moment, I got you. Watch this. For a eureka moment. Look. May I do a part 3? For a eureka moment, these ain't my words. This is the American Dictionary of the English language. You speak English, right? All right, check it out. Let's jump in the time machine real quick. Islam war. Let's jump in the time machine real quick. Just jump to 1828, right? Let's jump to 1828 real quick. And what that say right there? It say black. Black means pale. It means pale. Wait a minute. What you mean pale? What? Pale. Wan livid. Blacken to become pale. What? How come none of these Pan-Africans speak on this? How come the Nation of Islam, why don't they just crack open a dictionary? How come the RBGs don't crack open a dictionary and ever show what black mean? Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna wait for them. We finna do it right now in real time. They don't open up a dictionary and say that black means to become pale. It means to turn white. It means to become black, to blacken, ink, Are you the color of ink? You're not the color of ink, are you? So you're not pale, are you? Because only thing that's pale is a corpse that's dead. You're not dead, are you? You alive. Then you go to what the word mean on other ones. You say, hold up. Why would I want to call myself something that means destitute of light? I thought we was made up of light. We are made up of light. So why would I go against that and call my own self black? It says atrociously wicked. Damn. Atrociously wicked? That's black. Horrible. That's black. As black as a black deed or crime. Damn. So you call yourself black. You call yourself somebody that's atrociously wicked, horrible, as black as a black deed or a crime. Damn. And you don't want to change that? Dismal, mournful. We just said they wear black to funerals. You want to identify? So every time somebody see you, they're going to think of a funeral? Wow. Something that's dead and gone? Wow. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why? So you don't got to know the whole Constitution. You can learn it for sure. Yeah. You can learn it for sure. But why would you want to continue to call yourself something that means pale? And these people are the pale people. You calling yourself them and they calling themselves you. Wow. Damn, Gina. That's crazy. That's crazy. Our people been tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray by their own people. On God. And if you speak Spanish, which is Moorish Latin, you would know that blanco means black and blanca is still white. Damn, Daniel. Yo, we might have to do a part 3 to this. Because let me put a bow tie on it. Because when you look at more, look, real quick, look. When you look at more, it's a noun. And look at the spelling. Remember I said earlier, more got over 60 variations to the spelling. So don't just get caught and locked in on M-O-O-R. You got M-U-R. All right? That's another spelling. Noun is a person, place, thing, idea, or an animal. All right? Member of a Muslim people. That's what Noble Drew Ali said we was. He said Asiatics and Muslims. He didn't call us Muslims at no point in time. Because we're not Muslims. We're Muslims. We are the divine will of Allah. Islam. So then you say, mixed Arab and Berber ancestry, living in northwestern Africa. Wait a minute. Wait. Northwestern Africa, huh? Moorish, adjective, of the Moors, in the style of the Moors. Could it be the reason why Noble Drew Ali identified us in our proper name as Moorish Americans? Because not only are we Muslims, the Aboriginal indigenous people of the planet, but it connects us to the styles, to the heritage, to the pedigree of the people who populated the entire planet. Hold up. Where you at? The people who populated the entire planet. Tartarians and Moors is dealing with us. What you mean? What you mean? This is why you can't go nowhere on this planet and you ain't gonna see one of ours there. Cause we always been here. Don't y'all know that these people right here, whether they was in chains or not, don't y'all know that they're our invention? So how long you gonna let your invention dictate and call you out your name? It's time to take it back. Don't you think? Don't you think it's by now? It's about time to take it back. And you take it back by what you identify as first. You don't let them call themselves a white person around you. They the black people. What you mean? That's not a derogatory term for them, because black means pale. Aren't they the pale people? Aren't they the colorless people? That's who they are. Don't y'all see they flipped it around? They switched it and reversed it. They're the hybrid people. They're the modern man and modern woman. They're not the aboriginal and indigenous people of the planet. They newcomers to the planet. But they got help from our own people who sold out with the black narrative, with the African American narrative, with the Latino Hispanic narrative, with the Negro narrative. Nah, Moors is upright, independent, and fearless. We honor all the true prophets, but Prophet Noble Drew Ali was our last divine prophet. He's the head of the divine and national movement. That's right. Islam. Yeah, Islam. So we might have to do, depending on how many requests, you know what I'm saying, y'all put up, we might have to run up a part 3. We might have to run it up. I like this. I like this energy. We might have to run up a part 3. We might have to do it. We might have to do it. We might have to. We might have to, fam. We might have to. Let me know if y'all want to run it up, though. If y'all want to run it up, we can run it up. Let me know. Just let me know. Hit me when I post this beam out. When I post it up, comment up on there that you want to see a part 3. You want to see it not part 3. So let me know if y'all want to see it. Y'all want to see it? I'll put it up there. All right? Hold up. We're going to put it up there. We're going to put it up there. Real rap. Because it just don't be enough time. It be so much that, you know what I'm saying, I want to put up, but it don't be that much time. And I see they let the beam out go over 60 minutes. So you know it's over with now. It's over with. Yeah. It's over with now. They should have never done that. It's over with. Hey, so listen. I hope y'all got something from this beam out. I appreciate all y'all listening, all y'all watching, all y'all sharing the beam outs. More importantly, though, all y'all taking time to study for yourself. Teach yourself, teach your children, teach your immediates what's going on so your circle is tight. You want to keep your circle airtight. Somebody's spreading rumors in you. Shout out to the bro, Rico Hundo. Yes, sir. Somebody that ain't in your circle, they always start rumors about you because they ain't in your circle. The ones that's in your circle, they supposed to be in your circle because they the ones that you got love for, you got trust for. You feel me? They on business. Shout out to Moore. Yes, sir. So, look, it's always going to be people that's going to be naysayers. Don't worry about the naysayers. Just stay locked in on what you want and stand on your principles. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Just stay locked in on this right here. That's what it is. Matter of fact, is this on your wall? This should be on your wall right now. Hold up. This should be on your wall. So I'm going to show these books. I'm going to show these books off so we can run it up. All right? Y'all ready? Get your screen record on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Shout out to John Rock. Oh. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Much love, boys. Peace and love.